that this guy beat me to a phone call. And after that, he taught me a lesson. Immediately, I looked at my phone directory and I picked up at least 10, 15 of my friends who I had disconnected. And I called the same thing. And I said, buddy, I'm sorry. We disconnected. We had met 5 years ago. I have a lot of respect for you. I'm just calling to reconnect. And that's it. That's it. But you know something? There are some people who say, I build relationships, I network, I join groups, BNIs, I join Rotaries, I network. You know something? Sadly, to them, network only means make connections with people who can be useful to you. They're takers, they're parasites, they're rascals. Kick them out. Kick them out. They are with you so long as you are useful. The day your usefulness goes, they kick you out. They're only selfish rascals. And that's it. Interestingly, relationships are never built on people who only think, what can I get? No. Start thinking what you can give. What can you give? I was in Singapore. We have an office there. I came back from a dinner. I met somebody in the lobby. The man saw me in a suit and he says, Mr. Khera, where do you come from? I said there was a get together. And his first thing was, I hope you met some people who could be useful to you. I felt like, I don't know, punching this guy. You know something, all you can think of is that I want to meet somebody who can be useful, that's all. Don't you understand? Meeting a good human being is good enough. I repeat, meeting a good human being is good enough. You know, people make connections that someday he could be useful. And the usefulness goes, relationship goes. They are parasites, only takers. Kick them out. That is not the kind of person you want to build connection with. That is no relationship. They are takers in life only. Okay, so much for that one. This is the time to build relationship. And next step, step 6. Become a proactive person. Proactive. Most people are reactive. Let us become proactive. What does that mean? See, Sahil, when we do our leadership programs, we ask our participants, are you a good person? Now, sometimes they get thrown off. I am good. And you ask them the second question, what makes you good? They get lost. But sometimes you get answers like this. Well, I don't do bad, so I'm good. I don't tell lies, so I'm good. I don't cheat, so I'm good. I don't steal, so I'm good. And my answer is incorrect answer. I disagree with your answer. Folks, look at this. If I don't do bad, does not make me good. If I don't steal, it only means I'm not a thief, but that does not make me good. If I don't tell lies, it only means I'm not a liar, but that does not make a person good. And if I don't cheat, it only means I'm not a cheat, but that does not make me good. Go ask a medical doctor. Absence of ill health does not mean good health. Are you with me? I repeat, absence of ill health does not mean good health. Similarly, absence of fault does not make a person good. A person becomes good when they do proactively good. That's good. When they proactively do good, that is the time they become good. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because all of you people who are listening right now, you're leaders. Everybody's a leader. Leading a family, leading a department, leading an organization. Somewhere we're all leaders. But remember one thing, a good leader is never neutral. I repeat, a good leader is never neutral. If he's neutral, he's a politician. See, a good leader stands for something. Then he stands against something. I repeat, you stand for something, that means you stand against something. If you stand for good, you stand against evil. Automatically. Okay. Why am I sharing this with you? Reason, I said proactive. I have no compassion for enemies of humanity. I repeat, I have no compassion for the enemies of humanity. Now, who are the enemies of humanity, in my opinion? They are people, I've seen videos from New York, seen videos from Europe, see videos in India. Enemies of humanity are those who are right now ill-treating our healthcare professionals. They're beating doctors, they're beating nurses. They are spitting on them. They're spitting on the security forces. In New York, I saw. They're spitting on the security forces and they're spitting on doctors, knowing you have the virus, but they want to make sure the other one catches too. They are lacing vegetables, they're lacing fruits, they're lacing the home delivery pizzas, they're lacing. These are sadistic people, knowing what they're doing, they are out to harm others. They're enemies of humanity, in my opinion. I repeat, they are enemies of humanity. I have no compassion for them. Now, I was doing a program for about 5,000-6,000 people in a large auditorium. And a man came from the audience to the dais and he says, Mr. Khera, are you a Gandhian? Are you a Gandhian? I have learned one thing in my life, Sumit, that don't start answering questions till you clarify the question, number one. And number two, many times the best answer to a question is a question. I repeat, many times the best answer to a question is a question. So I asked him, can you describe me what's a Gandhian? What is the definition of a Gandhian? Tell me. He says, well, Gandhi believed in 3 principles in life. 1, with love, you can win everybody in this world. With love, you can win everyone. That's first principle of Gandhi. The second principle of Gandhi was tolerance. Gandhi taught tolerance to everybody. And third principle was non-violence. Non-violence. 3 principles of Gandhi. And then he looked at me again. He asked me, Mr. Khera, are you a Gandhian? I don't know what came to my mind at that time. I said to him, I said, sir, in our mythology or history, whatever you call it, the books that are sacred are the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Bhagavad Gita. They are sacred to us. So I asked him, Sumit, I asked him, tell me, I have not read them, by the way. I have not read them. I asked, but I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I asked him, was Ram a Gandhian? Was Ram a Gandhian? Now let us see, was Ram able to live by these 3 principles? 1, you said, Gandhian principle, with love you can win everybody in this world. Was Ram able to win everybody in this world? Answer is no, he was not able to. 2, second principle of Gandhi was tolerance. Did Ram say, I'm a very tolerant person? You kidnap my wife away, I'll get a second one. You take second one, I'll get a third one. You'll get a third, take third one, I'll get a fourth one. Did he say that? He said, no, I will not tolerate kidnappers. Hello? I will not tolerate kidnappers. And 3, non-violence.
Yeah.
What did Ram do? Even for self-defense, he had to resort to violence. Even for self-defense, he had to resort to violence. So then, Ram failed all 3 tests. Ram failed all 3 tests. That means Ram was not a Gandhian. Now, let us look at our Sikh gurus. The 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib.
Yeah.
He had to pull out the weapon 3 tests. Was he able to win with love? Answer is no. Did he say, I will tolerate the Mughal oppression? He said no. And third, he had to pull up. That means he was also not a Gandhian. And to me, they are much bigger figures, Ram and Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, than Gandhi. And I said, anybody who does not stand up to fight against oppression and does not protect the respect and dignity of their family, they are cowards. That is not called tolerance. That is cowardice. And I said very clearly, sir, I am not a Gandhian. Be clear, I am not a Gandhian. I bring this up because on purpose, that a good leader, if you stand for something in life, you must stand against something in life. Ram stood for goodness. He stood against evil. A good leader can never be neutral. That's a politician who is neutral.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to be very clear where we are. Take a stand and take what you stand against. Okay. Number 7. Number 7. Build emotional stability. Emotional stability. Build high self-esteem. I think most people who are listening to this, they are HR people. They understand what is self-esteem. But anyway, let me share with you. Self-esteem is the way we feel about ourselves. When we feel good, the world looks nice, productivity goes up, and relationships are a lot better, aren't they? And the reverse is just as true. And self-esteem is inversely related to egos. Have you seen people with egos like I know it all? What do? They talk down to people, don't they? They put down others, don't they? And every decision they make is more to satisfy ego than make sense. Now think about it. Why does a human being put down another human being? It is sadistic but true. There are some people in this world who feel good when the other person feels bad. They feel superior when the other person feels inferior, which means they don't want to lift themselves up, but they want to pull others down.
No.
Sadistic behavior. Now, self-esteem is driven by self-acceptance. And low self-esteem, inferiority complex is driven by doubt, inadequacy, incomplete. Now, let me share with you what is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance says, I accept myself the way I am with my pluses and minuses. It says, I know I'm not perfect. How I came to this world, I don't know, but I'm here. And I'm not perfect. I know that. I realize my mistakes. I make mistakes. I apologize for my mistakes. I made mistakes. I seek forgiveness for my mistakes. I'm not proud of my mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. I will not repeat my mistakes, but I am not a mistake. I am not a mistake. I accept myself the way I am. Now, does not mean arrogance, does not mean complacence, does not mean take it or leave it, does not mean that's the way I will be. That's arrogance. But it says, I know I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I made mistakes. I apologize. I seek forgiveness. I'm not proud of my mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. I will not repeat my mistakes. But I am not a mistake. I accept myself with my pluses and minuses, and I keep improving. This is called self-acceptance. Now, means I am at peace with myself. I know my identity. I have to prove you nothing. A great example was given by Charlie Chaplin, which I've given in my new book. Charlie Chaplin was once traveling through Europe, and he saw a big hoarding which said Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest. So he became inquisitive. Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest. I'm Charlie Chaplin. He said, let me enter the contest. So he did. And guess what? He lost. He lost. He came number 7. Now Charlie Chaplin started thinking, the real one loses, the fake one wins. But then he started thinking, I'm the only one who knows who the real Charlie Chaplin is here. So he started thinking, I'm the only one
One who knows that.
who is the real Charlie Chaplin. Then he started thinking, should I tell them? Then he thought to himself, why should I tell them? What am I here to prove? Am I here to prove anything to anybody? He said, I know my identity. He walked away quietly. He walked away from there. He said, I have to prove nothing to anybody. You know something? He said, I am at peace with myself. This is called self-acceptance. And that is really, people who are living with self-acceptance, they are emotionally strong people. And they have great relationships. They can overcome any crisis in this world. Okay. Number 8. This is second last. Number 8 is, folks, remember one thing. Faith is good. Faith gives strength. But blind faith leading to superstition makes people weak in life. I repeat, faith gives you strength. But blind faith leading to superstition makes people weak in life. Now, example, one of the biggest damage done to India is by our Indian media. Every time you pick up the newspaper or you open the TV, what do you see? You see a person with saffron or white clothes with some tilak here, some tilak there, and Babaji, Guruji, Babaji, Guruji, Babaji, Guruji.
Guruji.
And he says, what is your name? Where are you calling from? Date of birth, time of birth. Oh, Guruji, I don't know. Don't worry. Tick, 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 tick. And he will do that. And he will say, all right, Pitri dosh, Patni dosh, Putri dosh, Phalana dosh. Oh, Shani chad gaya, Shani chad gaya, Shani chad gaya, Shani chad gaya. And upay, एक काला रुमाल ले लीजिए, काला रुमाल लीजिए, काली दाल डाल दीजिए, काला काजल लगा दीजिए, काली बाल वाला खोपड़ी वाला खोजिए, और को काला कुत्ता खोजो, काला बर्तन खोजो. अरे, if it is so easy to get Shani in, Shani out, Shani in, Shani out, Shani in, Shani, it is so easy to do it. Tell me, why don't you send Shani to Pakistan and basam karwa do sabko, destroy all the terrorists, finish. You know something? If you look at life histories of Swami Vivekananda, Swami Dayanand, Guru Nanak, they fought against it. They fought against it. Go read Swami Vivekananda. He never believed in these things. Swami Dayanand, Guru Nanak fought against it. In fact, you notice all Sikh families, nobody has any manglik. They never tally any the horoscopes. There is no good omen. Every wedding on a Sikh family is done on a Sunday. Sunday doesn't sit right, they do it on a Saturday. Saturday doesn't sit right, they do it on a Friday. Folks, why am I sharing with you? I will highly, highly, highly recommend that the viewers watching me right now pick up an article from India Today, 1 year ago, on astrology. That because of the blind faith, that the childbirth in India, or natural childbirth has gone down drastically. And they quoted, especially South India, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Madras. 80%, hear this, 80% of childbirths are done through C-section operation. 80%, 80%. Why? Because some astrologers said, this is good time to pull the child out. And they do it through C-section. Folks, what the hell is going on here? Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because ups and downs happen to everybody in this world. Happens to you, me, everybody. But you know what? when downs happen, people who don't want to accept responsibility, they don't analyze and learn from it. You know what they do? They blame the stars. They will blame the stars. They will not analyze and learn and take responsibility. Therefore, what they do, when they have no learning from it, they keep repeating the same mistake again and again and again. They keep repeating the same mistake again and again. And no wonder they become weaker and weaker. Remember, faith brings strength. Superstition, blind faith, weakens people. Okay, so much for that one. And now lastly,
Shiv, a big sip for this one.
I'm sorry?
I said a big sip for the 9th point.
There you are. That's bottoms up. Okay. Number 9. Folks, this is time to give back. This is time to give back. We feel privileged. We are grateful to God that we have a home and we have a decent living and we are able to provide food for our families. This is time to share for the children. And we have a Gurdwara here. Whatever little bit we can do, they will feed about 6,000 people every day and we pitch in. Now, I've seen videos in the news all over the world. There are many good people who are giving time, giving money, giving food, all kinds of things to help the society. But there is one community who has been honored last week by the government of Canada, United States, New Zealand government, Australian government, UK, USA, all over, who has been honored recently for the service to humanity. And that community is the Sikh community. The Sikh community. You know, folks, even before the crisis, their concept of langar, every Gurdwara feeds the underprivileged. Thousands and lakhs of people were being fed before the crisis. But after the crisis, millions are eating food every day, every day. You know why? Because their religion, the Guru Granth Sahib, teaches caring attitude. Care, care, care. They're caring people and they're being honored all over the world. They're caring people, they're sharing people, and they are daring people. They care, they're sharing people, and they're daring people. They dare. They are the people who have the courage to fight against oppression too. A lot to learn from this one community. I wish the Indian government, when we got independence, if they had adopted the philosophy of the Guru Granth Sahib instead of the constitution, this country's all problems would have been solved here. I wish they had done it. Okay, time to give back. There was a man by the name of Lafayette in France. Very wealthy man, had a lot of warehouses of food grains. And once a major drought came in France. And all his advisors said to him, Mr. Lafayette, this is the time to multiply your money. 10x, 100x, you can multiply a lot. They will pay anything, they will sell anything and give money to you. Lafayette at that time said, my friend, good times, bad times. Good times, they were making money, we were making money. They were laughing, we were laughing. But these are not good times. All our warehouses are full. This is the time to open and just give away. Give away. This is time to share. Give everything. You know something? These are people who make the world livable. They are the ones who make the world livable. Now, I was doing a program for some very high net worth people. Now, high net worth is one category. Very high net worth, I feel, is people above $250 million. $250 million is high, very high net worth. I was addressing a group like that. So one man from the group got up and Sahil, this is something very crucial. One man came up to me and said, Mr. Khera, tell me, when a person has $1 billion already $1 billion. Why does he keep working more to make more billion? He said, why does he keep working more to make more billion? What do you think? He doesn't need it. So I said, there are two kinds of people in this world. One is suffering from inferiority complex. He's a billionaire, all right, but he's suffering from inferiority complex, and he is making money to keep a score. He keeps up with the Joneses. How come they have this, I don't have it? How come they have this, I don't have it? How come they have this, I don't? He's comparison. They have 100 million, I must have 200 million. He's got 200 million, I must make 300 million. He's got 300, I must make 400 million. You see, if anybody has more, he feels inferior. You know why? Because he is equating his self-worth, he's equating his net worth with his self-worth. I repeat, he is equating his self-worth with his net worth. He does not understand. People make things. Things don't make people. You take the things away, they will die with shame. And they keep a score. Now, Warren Buffett said something beautiful. He said, a donkey is a donkey is a donkey is a donkey will remain a donkey. Now, if he has $1 billion, he was still a donkey. He's still a donkey with $1 billion. And interestingly, this is one breed of people who keep piling money to keep a score, and they sit like a snake on the treasure and they do nothing for society. That is one breed of people. But there's a second breed of billionaires who want to make more and more and more. Why is that? Look at people like Warren Buffett. I could stand corrected. He's got $40 billion. Out of 40 billion, 39 billion he's given into charity to help the underprivileged. You know, these are people who feel the more I have, the more I can help. The more I have, the more I can help. The more I have, the more I can help the underprivileged. Bill Gates got 33 billion, gave 32 billion to charity. Azim Premji gave $7 billion in the last 6 months into charity. Interesting. These are people who think the more I have, the more I give. The more I have, the more I give. Very different reason why they want to make money. Sometimes people say, well, money is not important. I've given this phrase in my book. Who are the people who say money is not important? Either they're stupid or they're billionaires. Now, money is important. I didn't say it's the most important thing, but money is important. You know why? Money in good hands always does good. Money in evil hands always does evil. I repeat, money in good hands always does good, and money in evil hands always does evil. Now, folks, I close this program with one thing. With this lockdown, if we have not upskilled ourselves, or if we have not become more knowledgeable, or if we have not become healthier or fitter, it is not because we lack time, but it is because we lack the self-discipline and commitment. I repeat, if we have not upskilled ourselves. Now, let me share what I have done in my own life. This webinar I'm doing, this is my 30th webinar because I'm doing 1 or 2 webinars every day, and I'm booked for another month and a half going forward. And till 8 weeks ago, I did not know how to turn a computer on. I'm not kidding. I was learning SMS from my grandchildren. I had never in my life sent an email. I had never done it. You know something? This has opened up totally a new avenue for me, and people are paying me for it now. So remember, if you have not upskilled yourself and not become more knowledgeable or become fitter and healthier, not because you lack time, it is because you lack self-discipline and commitment. Now, my health was very important to me. I've lost 7 kilos of weight, 7 kilos weight. and I feel much fitter. Folks, with those words, I will close wishing all you people good health. But in closing, I would say that what you people have given me is probably a lot more than I might have given you in return. What you have given me is two things. One, you have given me your time, and you have given me your trust. And to me, what you have given me is priceless, is your time. And I learned one thing in my life: time is much more precious than money. Yes, no. Time is a lot more precious than money. And why did you give me your time? Because you trusted me that I would not waste it. And I learned one thing in life, that trust in many ways is a much greater compliment in life than love. There are people we love, but we cannot trust. Folks, with those words, I stand grateful to all of you. Thank you very much, Sahil and Sumit and the gentleman here, Mr. Kanga.
Kangane.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. I wish you all the best. Stay in good health.
Great, Shiv. So that was absolutely fantastic. I think, like you had promised, you went nonstop. I never knew that a question that I had would go on as an answer for 50 minutes, but I think people just loved it. The kind of josh, the kind of energy, the emphasis of I repeat, and people really latching onto those words. I don't know whether you had a chance to see the chat, but on the chat window, people were absolutely mesmerized, making notes, taking ideas, asking people to repeat what you said. Absolutely fantastic. So I see from, your liquid has changed now. So maybe what we will do is, we will move to the last section of the evening, the last 5-10 minutes, which is typically the rapid fire. Are we game?
Well, why not? Why not?
Okay, fantastic. So a question, and I'm going to pick up themes. So all members, 1,000 members on the video, on the webinar, we may not have a chance to pick all questions, but I've tried to pick up the key themes based on what Shiv has shared with us. So Shiv, the first question, the only rule in the rapid fire.
Only 3.
Shiv, we'll try and cover some more questions, but I'm just trying to say if you're comfortable, each question you can answer for 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's take as many questions as possible. People have been waiting all through to ask questions. So we'll take as many questions as possible. And maybe if you keep the answer to 30 seconds, we'll be able to cover more questions. So the first question coming your way. People stand in long, long queues outside temples, sometimes almost for 12, 13, 15 hours. Is it faith or is it blind faith?
Boy. Look, I do pray to God. I do have faith, but I am not a temple-going person. I have not gone to temples in the last 40 years, maybe once or twice, and that's the end of it. But I have never left my home without my prayer. And my major prayer is the Serenity Prayer. And in our program, leadership program, we cover something called auto-suggestions. And I think when you are cleansing yourself every day, and if you understand what is spirituality, I was addressing a World Congress of Cardiologists, and the topic was science and spirituality. And you know what I did, the dictionary meaning of spirituality was anything that lifts your spirit is spiritual. Anything that lifts your spirit. And you need to understand what lifts your spirit. And you know something, you keep hearing from people saying, parents tell their kids, do what feels good, do what feels good, do what feels good. You hear that all the time. But I come from the old school, and my old school says, you know what? Says, feeling good is a natural outcome of doing good. And doing good is a natural outcome of being good. I repeat, feeling good is a natural outcome of doing good, and doing good is a natural outcome of being good. If you are good, you do good, you feel good. How can you feel good when you don't do good? There are some people who keep going to temples 40 years all their life, and they do nothing. And there are people who listen to the scriptures all their life, and they do nothing. Tell me one place in the scriptures where they say, when the enemy is coming and picking up your wife and you're kidnapped, and they're kidnapping your family and troubling them, you go into the temples and do bhajan kirtan. कहाँ लिखा है ऐसा? कहाँ मेरे को एक जगह बता दो, भगवत गीता में लिखा हो, रामायण में लिखा हो, महाभारत में लिखा हो कि जहां पर आपके बहू बेटियों की इज्जत लूट रहे हो और वहां भजन कीर्तन करो आप. Where does it say that? Not one.
Yeah. Okay. So faith or blind faith?
You see, faith is good.
Yeah.
Blind. You see, the faith part is that there are so many things that are mystery which make you believe in God, which is
Right.
perfectly fine, and I do.
Sure. So how do you build resilience in these unprecedented times?
Look, I repeat, think about it. How come under the same set of circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? How come? Now,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I must answer this question carefully. And that is, how do you build resilience in these troubled times? You don't. Answer is you don't. Not in resilient times. Let me explain to you. You see, you hear many times, Sahil, that adversity builds character. Adversity builds incorrect. Incorrect. Adversity does not build character. Adversity reveals character more than it builds.
Wow, brilliant. Adversity reveals character, it doesn't build character.
Now hear this. An athlete constantly keeps preparing all his life. Athletes keep preparing all his life. When time comes to compete, he does not prepare at the time of competition. He reveals his preparation at the time of competition. Similarly, character building does not take place at the time of adversity. Character keeps building all your life. And when adversity comes, if you have built, you can overcome. If you don't have it, adversity will overcome you. You don't build character at the time of adversity. You reveal character at that time.
Super, very well said, Shiv. Next question. Who do you idealize?
I idolize people like Guru Gobind Singh Sahib. I've read the histories of 10 Sikh Gurus. I idolize people like Sardar Patel. I idolize people like Netaji Subhash. I mean, they are my gifts today. They
Super.
are people who have done something for the country, and I idolize them.
Great. So Shiv, let's very quickly move to the next one. Apart from your own books, which book would you recommend that our readers read?
Okay.
Because everyone loves your books, but apart from your own books.
Okay. My new one is the latest one anyway, which came out. You Can Achieve More. But I would, apart from my books, I would recommend a couple of them. One is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And a second one I would highly recommend is Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Excellent book. Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Another one is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I repeat, Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And one more, fourth one is I'm Okay, You're Okay by Dr. Thomas Harris. I'm Okay, You're Okay by Thomas Harris. Excellent book.
Super.
How to deal with people.
Great. Shiv, we have a lot of parents also on the chat, and they're wondering, saying they're going through stress, they're going through difficult moments. How do they take care of their children?
Well,
indoors.
I can relate to that because I have children, I have grandchildren, and so on, and I can see they're growing up, they're restless, they can't go out many places, and fairly so. And this is the time where we people need to keep them busy at home. And I recall when we were kids, I'm talking of now 60 years ago, we were kids. I mean, we used to play indoor household games. Did you remember carom board? Don't see carom board here. I don't see in modern homes anybody having a carom board. You know, in the last 8 weeks, every day with my grandchildren, we play a game of Ludo. We play a game for snakes and ladders. We play, and we haven't started carom, and darts we were playing with them. And invariably, my wife, which is their grandmother, she keeps winning in snakes and ladders, and we call her Snake Charmer. She's become the Snake Charmer. So you know something, we must somehow and develop new habits. I enjoy cooking. My grandchildren have learned enjoy cooking, and I have started learning singing here in the last 8 weeks. And earlier, I always wanted to do it in my life, but haven't been able to do it. But you know something, now my wife says you can sing in public right now. I said, okay, great.
Wow, we want to hear you, Shiv.
Well, another time. Right now, my throat is hurting. But my point I'm trying to make is that you have to find some way to keep them running in a constructive manner. And I encourage my kids to read books. And they are getting into the habit of reading books. And by the way, my grandchildren every day watch some positive video every day. They watch one positive video every day, 1 hour. They don't go to sleep. My daughter and my grandchildren, 1 hour every night is their learning and bonding together every night. So we have to do that. There's no other way.
Yeah. Shiv, how do you handle conflict?
You know something, many times you hear, in fact, my next book is on relationship that is coming next year. And it says very clearly, it is more rewarding to dissolve conflicts than, it is more rewarding to dissolve conflicts than, it'll come.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, it is more rewarding to resolve conflicts than dissolve relationships. Resolve conflicts don't dissolve relationships. Resolve conflicts do not dissolve relationships. And that is the crucial part in our life. And sometimes people say that time heals things. Time does not heal anything. You have to address them. You see, you have a septic in your leg. If time was healing it, why do you go to the doctor? Time doesn't heal. If you don't do anything about it, it will infect your entire body. Time doesn't heal anything. Sometimes people say, oh, no, go to a vacation. When you are having problem, you take your problem to your vacation, and your problem goes along with it to vacation. It does not make sense. There are people keep fighting there, and that does not make any sense. So I think, you know what I want to make one point to you here. Oh, okay, this is important. Since you brought this relationship part, so now you need to give me 2.5 more minutes to speak on.
Please, everyone's very keen to hear you.
You see, in our leadership program, we cover this 2 hours. You see, my book that is coming on relationship, about 200 to 300 years ago, in the Western world, there was no concept of love marriage. I repeat, 200-300 years ago, there was no concept of love marriage. Pretty much all marriages were so-called arranged marriages. And granted, they might have had problems, but by and large, they lasted. Okay. But today, in the modern world, almost 100% of marriages in the Western world are so-called love marriages. 100%. And in spite of having love marriages, there is 60-70% divorce rate. California, 90% divorce rate. Why is that? You know something? Then there are people, they have come up with a midway. You know what a midway is? Midway is, let us live in together without making any commitment. Let's live together without making any
commitment.
And you ask them the purpose of living. You know what they say? To check compatibility. My question to everybody who's listening in the program is, have you ever seen a compatible couple in this world? Show me one. There is no one compatible couple in this world. This is only a terminology which has been invented by the divorce attorneys. Only divorce attorneys, you are not compatible. Show me one compatible couple in this world. You know something? It is not compatibility that keeps a relationship going. It is our ability to live with the incompatibilities in life that keeps a relationship going. Here is, other than values, nothing in life is compatible. Other than that, values have to be compatible. Other than that, it is all adjustment, flexibility. And you know what a person needs is, you need commitment. You need commitment. You know what the commitment says? Commitment says, I am predictable. I am predictable in this unpredictable world. And it also says, I will stand by you no matter what. It does not say, I will stand by you till I find a better one. It doesn't say that. So what is missing is compatibility. You know something? And compatibility keeps changing also. Today, let us say a couple is compatible. They both enjoy watching plays. Tomorrow, one decides he's not watching plays and he doesn't like it anymore. So will you say, you cheated me? Will you say you cheated me? This is absolutely foolishness, outright foolishness, nothing else.
So Shiv, what's the interplay between compatibility and compromise?
No. You see, we can get into another area. You see, conflict resolution is one area. Compromise is another area. Compromise does not mean appeasement. Compromise does not mean pushing the problem under the rug, because it will come back again. There has to be resolution. Resolution is the word. We need to learn to resolve. Resolve. And resolution takes many things. You know what keeps a relationship going? It is maturity of thinking. Maturity is the word. Maturity. Not compatibility. That is stupidity.
Superb.
There is no compatible couple in this world.
Superb. Fantastic, Shiv. I can't thank you more from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of HRFI. I think we're all going to look forward to your next book, and more importantly, you being back with us at HRFI to launch your next book on relationships. It was just the start of talking about compatibility, conflict, and there was a joke going around saying, if I have spent the last 2 months at home with my spouse, I can solve anything in the world. So, I think, Shiv, it's been an absolute honor. It's been a pleasure. We have thoroughly enjoyed hearing you. 1,000+ members. I wish we could get a lot more in, but we had a setback on technology. I think we've made a comeback. Thank you for your time. I'm going to request Sumit to do a formal vote of thanks, but signing off, thanks done, Shiv.
Grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Again, Shiv, really wonderful. We are really proud to have you on behalf of the participants as well as HRFI. First of all, you all participants, you all have been wonderful, and the trouble taken by you all to relink once again, rejoin once again. We understand the trouble which you all took. So thanks once again. Thanks to our partners for this program, B Catalyst and People HR, HRMS. Big thanks to Rao Sahib. Whole night he has been working upon to get this again up and being done. Without his untiring support and the commitment which he had, I don't think this would have been possible. The other members of the HRFI Management Committee. And finally, a big thanks to Shiv. Really wonderful. I've been for the last few days also speaking with my family also on this. So wonderful to have you, and all the very best. And definitely we will get out of this crisis wherever we are and how we are. And your words of honor, as well as the anecdotes which you shared, and the last 9 mantras, definitely. Thank you once again. Thank you. Good night, and stay safe, be safe, and look forward to connecting once again in our next webinar, which is coming soon.
Thank you, sir. Grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.